Anyone who bought these tickets is an idiot.
Wasn't there a documentary follow-up where he was saying I'm going to do a Fyre Fest too, and he was explaining how he was going to scam all these people again, but they're like, aren't you just doing the same thing? He's like, I guess I am.
All right, everyone, welcome to The Rundown. It is Wednesday, March 5th. It's me, Rico Vibbs. Today's Rundown is brought to you by BetterHelp. The Rundown is sponsored by BetterHelp. Think about all your favorite leaders, mentors, and idols. They don't all have the answers, but they do know when to ask questions or seek support from their community. In a society that glorifies hyper-independence, it's easy to forget that we're all better when we have a support system behind us. That's where BetterHelp comes in. Therapy can be a great source of support for any area of your life. So it's time to shift the focus from doing it all to knowing that we're better when we ask for help. And BetterHelp is a fully online service. It makes therapy affordable, convenient, and it serves over 5 million people worldwide. So you guys got to make sure you give BetterHelp a try. Like we said, they've got a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. So if you got a problem, chances are they're going to be able to help you with it. So build your support team with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/rundown today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rundown for 10% off your first month. Topic number one, the king rules again. LeBron James, the founding father. That title is no longer Alex Cooper, it is LeBron James, 50,000 point club. Lakers are in second place. They're fucking cooking right now. Staples Center was packed with celebrities to watch this happen. Luka said he could get to 70,000 points. I think it's going to be Lakers-Celtics in the finals. I said it about a month ago. It's shaping up. LeBron's final swan song. He comes back to the East Coast, to the team that gave him hell throughout his the late 2010s-ish, mid-2010s. Regardless, 50,000 points. Rico, Vibbs, what do you think?
So I actually think it's definitely an impressive type of thing, and it's groundbreaking. He's the first guy to do it. But once he broke the scoring record, isn't everything else kind of cherries and sprinkles in terms of the ice cream?
Who did he beat for scoring record?
Wilt?
Yeah.
Kareem. What was the scoring record? That was like a while ago.
It was like 39,000 or something like that, or 37.
I know, but it's like once you break the scoring record, of course you're going to be the first guy to 50. You know what I mean?
But that's a long way away. 39 to
11,000 is a lot. You're right.
I think in my entire CYO basketball career, I maybe had 14 points. And that was 8 years long.
But that feels good.
It does feel good. I mean, he just won Player of the Month for February. Not that really is an accolade that matters at all.
No, it's crazy. He's 40 years old and he's a top 5 player in the NBA still.
It was like JJ Redick's press conference. He's like, this guy is a billionaire. He's 40 years old. And he's not as explosive, but what he lacks in his explosiveness, I can talk sports too. He makes up for in basketball IQ. I think he's currently the best player in the league. I think he's making an MVP run.
It's a longevity thing. He's 40 and he's playing insane. Tom Brady, he made his whole personality eating healthy and doing weird shit. Is LeBron doing?
He does this. He's this same thing.
Shit?
He just doesn't talk about it.
Right.
He's just in the fucking. I also think it's easier for a basketball player to kind of hide that. Football, your body gets beat the fuck up.
Right.
And LeBron said he could play 5-6 more years at a high level. I hope he fucking does. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad whenever they retire. I don't know. I'm still holding on to Eric Gordon and Mike Conley. They're the last players that they were a year before me in high school, and once they retire, it's I'm old. These kids are all 23 years old, making millions of dollars. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think LeBron was one of the first ones where it's I saw his whole career. You know?
Yep.
You got to see his whole career. And now everybody you get to see their whole career. So it's why I say that, but a superstar like that.
What was he, 2003?
2003 draft.
Do you remember that? Remember when he
I remember his games in high school. You got word they were airing them on ESPN, certain games. I think they did 2 or 3 that year. And it was you got to be in front of the TV to watch this.
He had to cover up his tattoos.
Yeah,
he had the chosen one at age 17.
He had the Hummer fiasco.
I was just gonna say that.
They were selling T-shirts in Cleveland that said "I got a Hummer from LeBron's mom."
Because he I guess spent the money on the Hummer. A Hummer in 2003 was like 50 grand, which was a fuck
Right,
ton
well-
of money in H2. But he said a reporter in the parking lot came up to him and was like, how'd you afford this Hummer? And I wish there was a clip somewhere, maybe it doesn't exist, might be in my head, where he turns to the reporter and he's like, bro, I just signed a $90 million Nike contract. I'm not worried about
No,
it.
this was before. He got the Hummer in high school,
But he-
before the $90 million
Got it,
deal.
okay, so that's what it
but
was.
No, but the point was, everyone was freaking out. How does a high school kid get this? What the mother did.
Yeah, he's got
was
money.
walk-
He's
putting himself on credit.
She
Yeah,
walked,
you're like, I'm good.
She like, well, the company was like, we'll roll the dice, and then they're the ones who got to sell the Hummer to LeBron. She walked in with the cover of Sports Illustrated and said, I have no money, or what, I don't have enough to pay for it in full. Will you give it to us on a line of credit? Yeah, I'll roll the dice. I'll be the guy who gives LeBron the Hummer.
Right.
And then if I get beat on the payments, okay. But I'm willing to say he's gonna be all right.
It was a reddish orange Hummer. I I thought that was the
I thought it was
coolest
gray.
fucking thing when he
Yeah.
it
did
was
that.
gray.
Was it? I
Pretty
don't
sure.
know.
The
Silver?
Hummer, the
Can
Hummer
we
was
look
such
it
a
up?
flex back in the early 2000s.
Oh,
Hummer
do you
won-
remember that?
Hummer 1 is a gas guzzler, but Hummer 1 to me I prefer over Hummer 2.
Oh, you're right. It is gray.
Hummer 2 got more notoriety, but I think Hummer 1 is pretty sick.
And then the Libs won with the Hummer 3.
The H3. Yeah, they
Made it
downsized
smaller,
it.
made it gas efficient.
Yeah,
First
he also
football-
got in trouble for some jerseys in high school. Like same thing, a throwback store walked and was like, "Yeah, we'll eat the $400. Just say where you got it from," and the whole world is coming to buy them from us. Like, yeah.
I genuinely think, and I hope I'm right, because it'll be great for the company to make some Beat LA shirts. But I mean, it's lining up. He's got his kid playing with him. He says he wants his kid. He wants to like go deep into the playoffs with his kid. It could fucking.
That, yeah,
I don't know.
that'd be cool as a dad, but like, that's the biggest scam of all time.
For a
drafting
Celtics
his
fan?
kid. But also, you said it'd be good for the company, the NBA, right? You and Adam Silver, like,
Good for this
Yeah, they're
company
doing it
too.
but
yeah.
like Adam Silver's like just wringing his
Yeah.
hands together, like, oh, thank God,
I'm
the
talking
Lakers are good. 'Cause he
NBA
doesn't-
and Barstool Sports.
He doesn't want OKC and Cleveland to be in the finals.
No, I don't even care about Denver.
Denver, no.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
They were saying Denver's a big market. Like, I consider Denver kind of a small market team.
Still a small
Like,
market
Yeah,
team,
like I don't.
We watched them win 2 years ago, like while we were filming that show in Colorado, and I was like in the bar while we were watching it. No one even cared. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, hockey's on. I was like, what?
Everyone in Denver is just a transplant, and all they care about is like being outside.
You can't say trans anymore.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see LeBron go deep just for selfishly. I mean, assess the Celtics.
Yeah, the
I'd
other
watch
element
LeBron
to this
go
too
deep.
is like Dave now sits courtside at the finals. Like he was
How
going at
great
Kyrie.
would that be?
Kyrie was one thing; he had the beef, but like LeBron is LeBron, and that would bring back the like all of it.
Yep.
Like imagine if he's sitting courts because the Celtics will give him courtside.
Pierce would try and play.
yeah,
Pierce would be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I need a
I need a
2-week
minute,
contract. Yeah, that would be. I got
But him and that would be interesting because LeBron, I don't know, it's weird. Like I guess we get wrapped up in the Barstool bubble. Like I think LeBron knows who he is. LeBron was dunking back on Gottlieb because Gottlieb said weird
Yeah.
things about him. Like I think he knows who Dave is. That would be an interesting dynamic.
He definitely knows, and I think LeBron has like become more confident and more. Like I don't view LeBron as a threat to the Celtics the same way I did when he was in Miami or Cleveland. I just don't.
Yeah.
Like he's older. There's not the same competitiveness. It's much more player on player versus team. So
Yeah, I would say it's fair
Whatever.
to say he does know who he is.
Yeah.
He might not know the whole history, but I think he's very aware.
100%.
His self-awareness has grown. Speaking of self-awareness, we had a U14 AAA hockey team beat their opponent 43-0. U14, so kids under 14, AAA, that's like the highest level of hockey you can play. 14 is probably what, eighth grade, something like that? 7th, 8th
14,
grade?
yeah, about
Yeah.
8th grade.
I love it. Fucking foot on the gas,
Yeah.
skate on the neck, give these kids a game. Neither team will forget.
It's the old Miami in the Miami U documentary. If you don't like us dancing, keep us out of the end zone.
There we go.
Yeah, I got no problem with
I mean, the coach is obviously a fucking scum. Like, I remember playing basketball, our coach would tell us, like, if we were winning a lot, and it happened rarely for him to be like, back off. But there are times where we would get smoked, and, like, they would keep going. And playing in those games where you were getting, like, beat down was so demoralizing because your parents are there.
Yeah,
the coach
man.
doesn't know what to do. This is probably, if they're up 43-0, they probably have their fucking fourth liners out there and they're just having fun. And I guess it all depends on how they act. I don't know.
I say keep the starters in. Don't even rest them for the next game. Worry about that. Just fucking, yeah, like you said, foot on the gas.
Dude, hockey
Fuck
is
'em.
a sport that I would not want my kids to play hockey.
Why not?
5 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
I was a Zamboni driver for years.
100%. Yeah, you told me that.
Shout out,
That's awesome.
Veterans Memorial Arena, fucking Brucey and Kenny Bertoni kid.
How do the
Pirelli way?
How do those handle on the ice? Are they easy to control?
Vibs, you're gonna go about 2 1/4 turn up over the crease, shut off the wash water, which will be running at about 120 because you don't want to flood it, right?
No.
Go around the corners. You're gonna clear out the vertical auger. Yeah. I mean, of course, now there's a laser system, but I mean, if you change the blade about every 2 weeks, it'll be fine. I could make a sheet at MSG that would blow people's fucking tops off.
Yeah, the 5 a.m. practice is rough, and then you got all the equipment gear they have to lug around.
Shit, yeah.
Swimming, I would never want my kid to do that because you have, again, 5 a.m. practice.
And it's gay.
Yeah, the Speedos.
Just for context too,
the shaving, the Speedos.
For context too, I grew up playing hockey in this area, and the teams that played Little Caesars and Bell Tire, those are like, I'd imagine they're like rivals. Like those are like the two in the area that like kids like kids in Northwest Ohio who are like good, like you went and played for like Little Caesars or Bell Tire.
So they ran the score on their rival?
Maybe a little something like that.
You have to do that.
Also, youth sports don't matter. None of this sorry, Rico, I know we're a fan of youth basketball. It doesn't really like. How many of these kids are going to go pro? Whatever, we can cut. You can cut that.
No. There's I mean, the percentage is like 4% in pretty much every sport. 4% go Division I or 4% play in college. Yeah, and you watch people just go absolute batshit every night and fucking whatever, and it's like it's not going to matter.
Did you see the fight at the cheerleaders competition in Dallas between these cheer moms? Oh my God,
savage.
They beat the fuck. It's always the women who are more vicious, like for the parents.
Yeah, I don't know. You got your like Randy Marshes out there that are just like trying to fight everyone at Little League, right?
I might be flying too close to the sun here, but there was a little bit of a beef or a big beef on Staten Island. They had to buy sneakers. They all wore the same sneakers for cheerleading, and it was one of those. They were custom where they had.
Yes, the dad.
I remember them. It's nuts.
Is that Zelensky?
They were Nikes, and they had two or whatever they were. They had 2 stars. On the shoe. It was a completely white shoe, but 2 stars right here. And you could slide in the inserts of your team's colors. So if you were blue and red, you get the little thing blue and red. Blue and yellow, so our school was blue and yellow, so they slide it in. They were like whatever they were, $75 a pair, $65 a pair for each cheerleader. However it comes out, the one mom who's a sweetheart is collecting the money for the sneakers. She also is pretty well-to-do. She probably bought quietly 6 or 7 pairs for other parents who were like, we'll pay you back, or like, don't worry about it, whatever.
Because that's what you don't think about is my parents hated having to get anything sports related, like any sport that had a cost associated with it. It's because you just don't know.
So she's a sweetheart. Probably bought 6 or 7 pairs, including her own daughters. One of the moms goes off the handle and is like, there's money missing, or like whatever, like accusing whatever. So then they have
full Ukraine.
Yeah, they have a big meeting with the people, and like ultimately the directors of like the youth, like parish and shit. Or like, the guy's like, you call my wife a liar? Or the woman's like, are you calling me a liar? And the husband has no qualms. He goes, yeah, they are. and didn't care. He just wanted to get the fuck out of the meeting. She shows up at the practice, and apparently the word on the street was that she said, she dropped her off at practice, and they're all in the like circle getting ready to go. And she's like, if any of these bitches says a one word to you, let me know. I'll smack them right in the face. And they're like, all right, man, you're out of the fucking parish.
That's the most Staten Island way to fucking.
They threw her out.
Unreal. Also unreal, Billy McFarland, known scumbag, known scam artist, known piece of shit. Fyre Festival thief, dirtbag loser, has started Fyre Festival 2. Allegedly, this is also a scam. It was supposed to be on some island in Mexico. The place in Mexico, it's like Isla Mujeres or something. They're like, we have no fucking idea.
Anyone who registered, but I actually respect McFarland to this sense. Anyone who bought these tickets, like, dude, it's shame on you.
Right.
It's the same thing. I wrote that blog about that lady who was getting nailed for photo. She would go to photo. She would give excuses. They would pay her for the photography, and she wouldn't show and shit. And the one girl was like, well, I kind of saw something that. Oh, it was a little shady, or she had left on other people. It's like, yo, it's on you, dude. It's your wedding. Like, anyone who bought these tickets is an idiot.
Wasn't there a documentary, like, follow-up where he was, like, saying, like, yeah, I'm going to do a Fyre Fest too, and he was, like, explaining how he was going to scam all these people again. But they're like, aren't you just doing the same thing? He's like, I guess I am, but I don't know. It's going to be different this time. Like,
it's almost like people are almost going to it as a bit.
Yeah, they want to get scammed.
I
think people want to go get scammed at this point.
Because then they look, I could create the TikTok, I could whatever.
He was in jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He boxes like a block away.
Who,
I've seen
Billy?
him multiple times.
Rough
Yeah,
and Billy,
McFarland.
rough and rowdy, dude. I know you watch this every day. Come to Rough and Rowdy. Someone here will beat you up. Yeah.
Yeah, him and then like Ja Rule almost went to jail because he was in on it too.
Yeah. Insane. Armie Hammer, who we all know torpedoed his career and life by essentially getting caught allegedly being a cannibal, now gives another big-time weirdo interview where it says he tried to hook up with guys after downloading Grindr but couldn't get hard. I will say, happens to the best of us.
Is this him trying to seem like he's like a normal person? Like
Yeah.
him trying to like dig? He's only digging himself deeper, but he's like, yeah, I'm a normal guy.
He went viral for this.
Did the
but
cannibal thing get like confirmed? Cannibal is when you eat other people, correct?
he said he was
Yes.
just so like fucked up on drugs. Like people do weird shit when they're on drugs, from what I hear.
Yeah.
He was so fucked up on drugs. He was doing all this like weird shit. I don't know if it was confirmed, but the text messages leaked. But the problem is with Armie Hammer is you put a microphone in front of this guy, he's gonna talk no matter what. The last podcast he did, his mother was on there, who is arguably the coldest woman on earth, saying she got him a vasectomy for his 38th birthday. So I think
this is the Armie Hammer is the Winklevoss guy from Social
Yes.
Network. He's like a good-looking guy. He's tall. He's like, why wouldn't you just live a normal, like, go to a bar,
That's what I'm
pick
saying.
up chicks, drink some high noons, go back to your room, gamble. Like,
Amen, brother.
just be fucking normal, dude. Everything he's doing is a fucking whack job. Cannibal?
His family isn't his family like very well off?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
his dad
Like they're, like,
was
real
like the
estate-
CEO of Arm and Hammer.
really?
But the thing is,
And that's what, and then they named their son after.
he didn't start Arm and Hammer. He essentially got hired, I think, because his name was Michael Arm and Hammer,
yeah.
and then
hired him as a
like,
vet?
ended up running Arm and Hammer.
That's insane.
Yeah, some ridiculous like.
what a
that.
way to what a way to hire someone.
Yeah, he's.
But yeah, he's got a super rich family. Like he's.
I mean,
fine.
yeah, his dad looks like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Like would have like a private island where he sends.
Yeah. But also celebrities, it's like you hear about how Leonardo DiCaprio allegedly, like, he puts headphones on when he fucks. A lot of these guys have so much sex, and maybe the ladies too, that they just have to, like, spice it up.
Yeah, they gotta
After
do
a
It's
while,
like if you're,
yeah.
like, vagina must just get bored. Like, vagina alone just must get boring after a while.
Did it get boring to you?
That axe wound.
Yeah, the second I saw it, it was the most boring thing in the world. Second ad. Stella Blue coffee. Yeah, I'm not an Armie Hammer fan. If I were him, I would. He was also a travel agent in like the Caribbean for a while. So people would go, like they'd show up to this travel agency and it would just be Armie Hammer sitting there like planning vacations.
As he was a celebrity, he was doing
This
it.
is like
That's
2
weird.
years ago.
Yeah.
Stella Blue coffee. Stella Blue coffee's I can't read that. What does that say?
Mugmania.
Mug Mania contest.
Oh yeah, Stella Blue Coffee's Mug Mania contest is going on now. Don't miss your chance to design Stella Blue Coffee's next best-selling coffee mug. Submit your original design by March 9th for a chance to walk away with the grand prize of $2,500. I might turn in a design. And a chance to have your mug featured on StellaBlueCoffee.com. Visit StellaBlueCoffee.com to learn more and use promo code RUNDOWN for 20% off orders $25 or more, or find Stella Blue Coffee on Amazon for next day delivery. Great purpose through great choice. Is that it? Great purpose through great choice. What else do we have going on here? Rest in peace, Around the Horn, thank God, which will go off the air after 23 years. Boring.
You don't like Around the Horn?
Should have went off the air 5 years ago.
I think it's, yeah, I think
What don't
this.
you like about it?
I don't like the fact that Tony Reilly brings his dad on. I don't like when people bring. I don't like when people.
Tony Reilly brought his dad on?
Wasn't that?
I don't-
Who would bring his dad on?
No,
all
you're
the
thinking
time?
of the guy from Miami.
But in this show, didn't someone bring their dad on all the time?
No.
I don't think so. What's the guy's name?
Tony Reilly, double check it, John.
Dan Lebitard. Yeah.
Staten Island guy.
So I'm wrong about bringing
Pretty
his dad
sure.
on?
Yeah, Tony Reilly.
Wait,
I
let
like
me
Tony
look.
Reilly.
Hold on one sec.
Staten Island guy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, he would bring his dad on.
Giuseppe. That's the most Italian name of all
Oh,
time.
you know who I'm thinking of? What's his name? Woody?
Does anything
Woody
come
Page?
Up? Yeah.
Woody Page is still on it.
Staten
And
Island.
he is about 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
He's still doing the chalkboard bit.
I don't like how his mouth is the entire screen.
Yeah, Woody Page has grown on me. I like Woody Page. He's, the only guy I didn't like was it Jay Mariotti? No. The guy from Chicago.
The problem is there's
J.D. Adonde?
No, Jay Adonde's good.
there's too many Italians on this
No,
show.
Black Sun's good.
Kalashaw?
Kalashaw rules. No, it was like he got fired for doing something kind of sketchy. He was a
Okay.
Chicago guy.
I will say 23 years is a long time.
So I think this is very much, I think PTI and Around the Horn are very much Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. And there's the divide in America. You're either Wheel of Fortune house or you're a Jeopardy house.
Yeah.
But
I was Jeopardy on both sides.
Yeah.
Grew up with my parents watching Jeopardy, and then I watched PTI, loved PTI. Always thought Around the Horn was gimmicky. And also the fucking sound effects was way too loud.
I hated that.
The sound effect was way too loud. Woody Page was too much, like he was off the rails, and then it was just like kind of, it wasn't for me. I never watched it, but there were definitely times where you tuned in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never went out of my way to watch it, but like, all right, last 15 minutes, I'm sitting early, like, I don't want to miss PTI. Let me put it on.
Yeah, I like
like
PTI
everybody.
much better.
Yeah, it was again like
it was well produced.
Yeah.
And it was informative. You knew exactly what you were going to
Right.
get. They hit every topic, and it was just like.
I thought
think it got
PTI there was never a show like that where it was like conversation based. Like SportsCenter would do highlights, and so like PTI was kind of groundbreaking in the sense
Right.
it was highlight based, and the same thing with Around the Horn. Like it was or conversation based, I should say.
I guess I just didn't. I
Why
guess
did
what
you
it really
do that?
comes down to is I don't like the little arrows, which makes me not like the whole show. They bother me for some,
Yeah.
for some
The
reason.
points meaning nothing was tough. I don't know.
Then
I
they
like-
would celebrate guys' wins and stuff like that.
Yeah. What is it? Pardon the interruption, though. I still watch.
Dude,
I
but they're
record
getting
it.
up-
I
they're-
record it too.
Really?
Yes. Because it's just
I
like
haven't watched it in a long
I'll go home and I'll like
time.
make dinner and I'm like, there's nothing on and I'm waiting for like basketball to start and I'll just watch it. It's just like a comfort thing hearing them because you go home from school, you get home from practice, it's on, you watch it. I don't know. When it goes, it's like players retiring. When it goes off the air, it's like fuck. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that the world I grew up in is dead.
And I'll say too, those guys, they're looking old too.
Oh,
like
man,
the past
they
couple
look-
of years, especially, I'm like, how much longer are they going to do this?
Yeah.
I think they're great.
Also, pardon the interruption, they're never there. They're like, fucking Tony Kornheiser's on vacation he's in for like one day.
Yeah.
There's zooming too. I think it changed when
They
they,
do
weren't
Zoom.
when they
I'm fine
weren't in
with
this
Zoom.
when they weren't in the studio though. You know,
Zoom always the
Yeah.
quality is usually bad, but they do a good job of I don't know, they're so used, or maybe
May
I'm just used to
23rd.
it.
What is that, Memorial Day weekend?
You know who did a better job with the show when it changed hands? I'm not like a big Ryan Seacrest guy. He made Wheel of Fortune so much better.
Really?
He walked in, he was like, why are we doing like $100 prizes here? All the money value went up. Like they have segments. I'm a big Seacrest guy now just because
Yeah,
of that.
there's the first season of American Idol. I always say it. There's a guy. It was Seacrest and a guy named Brian Dunkelman.
Yeah.
And Dunkelman was like, "Yeah, I don't see this catching on," and he like bailed from American Idol. And now Seacrest is like the most
Seacrest is
the
a
richest man
billionaire.
alive. Yeah.
And Dunkelman made my sandwich at Subway this afternoon.
Dunkelman's doing stand up still, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm not bitter. It worked out great."
Do you think they should stay? You think Around the Horn should stay on the air with new hosts? They just kill it and put something else.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
It's past its
I
time.
wish Tony Reali had more of like a. I'd like to hear his opinions. I wish he would do like a show.
Yeah, I take back the Tony Reilly slander.
Staten Island guy.
Staten Island guy. Do we have any other topics? Anything for the after show? Kevin Clancy is 40 years old.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, happy birthday,
Oh, it's Ash
KFC.
Wednesday today. We're all bad Catholics.
Is it Ash Wednesday?
Tony Reali would always go on with like the ash mark
yeah.
on his head, and I was like, "What's going on?" I don't know.
Dude, Kevin's greatest blogs are, I used to love when he would blog about like church and about Catholics. The greatest blog, those were his great blogs. Jerry Thornton had some good ones about St. Patrick's Day. But the ashes and the standing up and sitting down in church where you sit down, stand up, you go, yo, hamana, hamana, hamana. And you sit up, stand down. It's great. 40 years old. Crazy, crazy.
Wild night in college last night.
Yeah, what happened?
Number one, Auburn went down. Iowa State, BYU was into double overtime. Nebraska, Ohio State was into double overtime.
Did you watch the Hoosiers?
Yeah, the Hoosiers got the
Oh, nice.
heartbreak. Hoosiers got heartbreak.
Yeah, I mean the rest swallowed their whistle
Yeah.
for the fucking Ducks.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Sad.
a lot of basketball lately. I'm like
It's
getting
basketball
into
season,
it.
yeah.
I don't know why I've resisted watching. Like I've just been like, oh, I don't want to watch this game. But when I put it on,
It's 'cause
like,
you-
am I a sports guy?
It's because you won $40,000 last year in bracket
Yeah.
buses, and you're trying to get that back. You're doing your research. You're
Trying
getting
to run
ready.
it back.
Me and Kamasa are going, don't give me a top 5 pick in that because I'm going back to back. All these gamblers get old Joey and Pat win the whole fucking thing.
See, they're doing a halftime show at the World Cup next year.
Do we know who the performer is?
Coldplay is involved in choosing it, but it's not
You don't
necessarily
like
them.
Coldplay? I think Chris Martin's a class act.
Don't
I like
give me
Chris Martin.
rock and roll or whatever they are
I like Chris
at a
Martin.
show.
But the World Cup's got like more than twice the viewers of the Super Bowl.
Oh.
even.
Yeah.
So
I'm
So I guess
of a
they're
big thing.
universal.
I'm pretty sure there's an interview where like Chris Martin is like, yeah, sometimes I just throw lyrics out there. They don't make any sense, but they rhyme, and it sounds good.
I like Chris Martin.
I don't like that.
Class act. Saw him New Year's Eve with Jay-Z. It was very good.
They did
Where?
this. They did the Super Bowl in
Barclays.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Who did? But wasn't that
Coldplay.
with?
It was like with Beyonce.
There you go.
Yeah.
You need to have a diva. In the
Right,
Super Bowl
right.
show. Give me Beyonce. Give me Gaga.
Yeah,
Give me
but-
fucking Miley. Give me any of them.
I don't think Coldplay have like bangers. You know what I mean? You know who should do it? The Killers. Like the Killers have
That's too
Mr.
white.
Brightside. Coldplay's as white as it gets.
I know, but they.
But the Killers have like songs where you're like, oh yeah, I recognize this. Everybody knows Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think they'd
fair.
be good, and they're a little more upbeat. They're not as like sad and like depressing as Coldplay.
Very fair.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's the rundown.
All right.